Pick your friends wisely, because they're going to give you certain counsel. You know, look at, if you're in school, are you hanging around with those who are getting C's and D's? What's your goal? Man, I'm shooting for a C minus. At the end of the year, I'm going to be there. Well, then pick the friends that are getting C minuses, because that's what you'll get. They're going to influence you. You get 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them, just hang with them, because they don't do much homework, right? To get a solid C minus, when you come home from school, you might as well just go out and hang around the mall and play, right? Because that's the C minus. That's how you get it, right? Now, you pick friends that are getting A's. You want to get an A? All right, what are they doing? Well, first of all, they're paying attention in class. They're not throwing little... You know, when I was a kid in school, we used to take our pens, we'd take the cap off the end, we'd take the ink thing out of it, and you just had this nice little tube. And then we'd take a piece of paper, a little ball off the corner, just scrunch it up, stick it in our mouth and wet it, and be a little kind of a spitball. And you could shoot that thing out the pen, and it would go 20 feet, 25 feet, hit somebody in the back of the head, hit the teacher's blackboard. I mean, it was a lot of giggles, a lot of fun. Of course, it didn't produce, there's no fruit in that, wasn't productive, and then sometimes the teacher would ask me a question and I wouldn't know the answer because I was busy rolling up bits of paper. So that's how you get a solid C minus. You want an A. Well, those kids aren't doing that. Those kids that are getting A's, they're in class, they're saying, look, I'm here till 3 o'clock today and I'm paying attention. I got my playtime already booked. Like, I got my agenda worked out. School, I'm in school. Playtime, I play. Homework, I do homework. When I go to the movie, I go to the movie. So they're serious about everything they do, including basketball, including track, including play, and they perform very highly in everything. Why? Only because they pay attention and put their focus into it. All right, now you can be in a class, I guarantee you go to any school, anywhere, in any country, with 30 kids in it, and there'll be those with the spitballs and there'll be those paying attention. You just got to decide who's going to influence you in your life. You want A's and B's, how are you going to get it? Let the right multitude of counselors give you input. Who's going to help you get better marks in math? The best math students. Who's going to help you get the best English, best sociology, the best chemistry marks? Those who put their nose to the grindstone and get the results. Those who say, hey, tonight after school, you want to get together and do some chemistry homework? Right? Wow, that sounds like fun. You know what it is? If you're into chemistry, it can be cool. You get it, first of all, you get the work done. And then what do you do after chemistry homework? Whatever you want. Whatever you want. So it's about getting serious about the influences in your life and who you allow in. Proverbs 19:20 says, listen to counsel and receive instruction, that you may be wise in your latter days. Counsel can come from the good friends you choose. It can come from grown-ups you choose. I can get counsel from my mother and my father. I was with my father on Thursday, and I told him about one of my problems. I have a problem. I'm 50 years old. Guess what? I got a problem. It never goes away. The world never stops, working on us. And it was a personal thing. It's not something I like to talk a lot about. It's not something I want to advertise to the world. And I wasn't even that comfortable telling my dad, but I told him. I owe some back money in taxes. I told him about it. And I told them, that they're charging me interest, and it's a bit of a struggle, and that I'm working on it, and sorting it out, and paying it. Boy, was he ever on my side, I'll tell you. He said, those guys, how can they charge all that interest? You should appeal that. And, he was really in my court. You know what? It felt nice. It felt nice. I look up to my dad in a lot of ways, not in all ways. I wish he was in the church, but I still, he's an honest guy. He's an upright guy, and he's done a lot of things good. So, and he's older than me, and he has more experience. And because of his experience, I can rely on his counsel. And so I do. So listen to counsel and receive instruction. Listen to what your friends say if you've chosen wisely in friends. Listen to what your teachers say, because your teachers can tell you how to get an A instead of a B. They know how. If you don't know how, ask them. Don't be afraid to ask. Hey, I want a better mark. On my last project, I didn't get a very good mark. Tell me what I need to do, because I want to improve in your class. Listen to your employer. Ask them. Look, I really love this company, and I want to do well here. I need to know what your expectations are, what you're looking for. Help me, be a better employee for you. Boy, a boss loves to hear stuff like that. But especially choose counselors in the church. Most especially, because we operate by God's instruction. And we can interpret God's instruction for many of the different problems that come up in these days. It tells us in Proverbs 19:27, if you cease listening to instruction, my son, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. Be open to instruction. Back to choosing friends. If you choose a friend that is a God friend, a friend that is in the church, a friend that has the same values as you, a friend that is following the Spirit of God, is holy, is sanctified, is set apart, clean. It's like two irons. You're an iron and they're an iron. Proverbs 27:17 says about irons. It says this, iron sharpens iron. So a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. As iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. In other words, we sharpen each other. So if you took two blunt knives and you started going like this, the end result is both knives end up sharp. So by having friends in the church, we make each other sharper, more ready to serve God, better in the scriptures. When I study with one of you, I get more information out of the Bible than when I study by myself. Because I hear my thoughts and I hear your thoughts, and we put them together. And you've heard that expression, the sum of the total is greater than the parts? No, the sum of the parts is greater than total. See, I should have stayed at school for that one. But the idea is that two can add up to be more than two. When you put two people together and you work on problems together, you work on scriptures together, you work on knowledge together, the end result is you get more than adding two people separately.